Hello, my name is Macy Schreffler, and I am actually doing a project for school. And basically, for our project, we have to do some kind of educational video or podcast. So I decided to go down the makeup route, and I'm super excited to film this because I love makeup. I think it's so fun to have time to yourself and just enjoy playing with makeup and being creative and expressing yourself. So today I'm going to show you how to get this makeup look. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing special, it's just my everyday glam, or except for the gloss. Usually I don't do gloss, but I felt it was necessary today for the video. So just some tricks, and if you don't know how to do makeup, join in. Like if you want to just grab some popcorn, a drink, and do your makeup with me, then that's amazing too. Anyways, I hope that you enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, so diving right in, I'm going to start off with the base is the best part, and it's probably the most important part, is the e.l.f. primer. I like this primer because it's a little more tacky, and I'm just gonna get my baby hairs out of the way. Because it's a little more tacky, it really sticks on my skin the best and keeps my makeup on all day. And I like to get it in the brows. Sorry if I'm looking this way, it's because I have a mirror right in front of me. And I let that kind of dry down, and I even use a fan to really cool it off, make it tacky. Then going in with foundation to look around everywhere. I'm going in with the Clinique Acne Solution Liquid Makeup. I guess I've never really read these out loud before. So I like to just put it right here. And depending on how much coverage I want that day, if I'm going for a full glam, I probably wouldn't do this. But I'm actually gonna go in with a more glittery primer actually. And I'm gonna mix it in with my foundation. I guess I probably also should have cleaned my products a little bit before this video. I like to take a damp beauty sponge and just mix that all in, kind of saturate the whole sponge with it so it's not too specific to the placement. I can kind of really spread that out. And I like to make sure I kind of avoid the under eye so that it's not too cakey underneath the eyes. And always make sure to get the neck, especially if it's a little darker or lighter. Okay, so I know that everyone's routine is a little different, but mine, I like to go in with contour next, and I use the Fenty Beauty Stick in the lightest shade. I like a cool tone because I'm cool toned. And this is definitely the part of my routine where I look a little crazy, but I like to really use it. The thing I love about these is you can't really put too much, especially my process is really cleaning up as I go and perfecting. So I really like to lather it on and get the under the chin. And my brows are pretty light and hard to see sometimes, so my favorite thing to do is actually to bring it up into my eyebrows, which again is gonna sound crazy, but as we go forward, I think you'll see why. And I even like to bring it right here just to kind of give that bone structure some definition. I think that my favorite thing about makeup is the fact that there are no rules and you can really do with it what you want. And I think at the end of the day, the most important thing about your routine is just the fact that It makes you happy. It makes you feel confident. I think, you know, something I've always believed is that makeup is not supposed to cover your imperfections. I think it's supposed to really like express yourself and what you're feeling inside, and really bringing that beauty that you have inside out. And so I think, you know, you should never be too scared to just play with makeup and discover what you love about it, because at the end of the day, it comes off. And if you mess up, or if you mess up, you know, you can always take it off if you don't like it. So that's what I love about it. Next, I'm gonna go in with blush. It's not a liquid brush, but like a putty. That's what I always call it. A stick blush. So I'm just gonna put that where I like. My favorite thing to do is actually to bring it in this area, because I think that it just has this beautiful effect of, I don't know, just making the skin even. Wow, that's really clumpy, but I'm gonna fix that. But yeah, it's looking messy, but I promise, trust the process. Next, I'm going in with concealer. I'm going in with this concealer. I like to go a little brighter. I used to go super bright with my concealer, but I actually am still really liking kind of like, it's bright, but it's a little more closer to my skin tone. And if I do have a darker foundation, this kind of evens it out. And I kind of get these creases, because these always are a little too dark, and covering up those blemishes. And then I actually bring it underneath my contour. Gosh, I'm gonna watch this back and realize all my weird facial expressions. So I feel like this is where the look really kind of starts to look normal and comes together and cleans it up. I love concealer for that reason. So, and I like to kind of drag it up and point, just because it kind of lifts my face. You can kind of see, hopefully, but it kind of lifts my cheeks and makes them look, you know, perky, I guess you could say. One trick I would say that really helped with my blending is kind of, and no one really ever explained this to me, but I use concealer on the front of my sponge, contour on the back, and then blush right here, just so I'm not like mixing product and making it look muddy. I just feel like that's always kind of helped. Take it or leave it, but I love it. Now that that's kind of blended, I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier setting powder translucent. And I don't like to take too much of this. I like to keep my skin kind of dewy, but I do really want to set those areas on my face that I do not want oily. So underneath the eyes, and I just take a little pad and set those first before they crease. And I kind of leave out the contour area, because I think it'll actually help with powder sticking afterwards. Taking a fluffier brush, I'm just gonna dip in there and pat it off like that, and just kind of go over it and dust away all of the mess that I've just made. Okay, again, please don't judge the messy supplies, but I'm going in with the Morphe Contour palette. I obviously have used this shade right here way too much. I don't even know what the shade is called, but I'm going, oh, Donut. And I'm going in with that with just this brush. It has like a little bit of an angle, and I love it. So I'm just gonna dip in there and just go over that powder area. I like to push it into the skin, not drag it, because you'll lift that product that's already there. And just covering every area that I haven't already, that I placed that contour. Again, I'm just kind of going into my brows a little bit, just adding a little bit of that darker color. I'm also aware that this shade is a lot more warm toned, but I love how it looks when you mix cool tone and warm tone colors. I just think it has the most amazing finish, so that's what I'm doing. Next, I'm going in with blush. This is by NYX. I actually got this from my boyfriend's mom, and she got it in an Ipsy bag. So I don't know what it's called, and I've like worn it to, it's literally like disconnected. So I don't even know what the name of this is, but I really like how bright it is and kind of bringing it, like I said, right there. But I do really like the brighter blush, and I take it up to my forehead. I didn't really explain that, but I like the kind of almost sunburnt look. So I bring it onto my nose and on my chin. Now I'm gonna go back in with that Laura Mercier powder with this, and I like it because it's a little more precise. And I'm gonna bake. So if you don't know what baking is, a lot of people do it very differently. I guess what I would say baking is, you know, you have a layer of liquid products and powder, and when you put that powder on top of those liquid products, this kind of wipes away that layer of product, making it a little brighter, or using that lighter color underneath that you previously used to further add definition. I'm also just gonna bring it on my nose, and I don't really like to contour my nose too much, but I added a little bit of it, and I just kind of take a little bit away just to kind of make sure it's blended. Now I'm just gonna leave that there for a little bit and move on to eyebrows. So I have definitely been on an eyebrow journey. I definitely had the block brows growing up, and I've come a long way. I really love, so I'm using the e.l.f. brow lift, and I love it. I also have the Anastasia brow lift, or I don't even know if it's called the brow lift, but it has the same effect. I like that soap brow look, and I really appreciated my natural eyebrows. So I like to push all my brow hairs up and really saturate it with a spoolie. And then I do it on the other side. Kind of messy, again, like, and I shape them afterwards. I say messy, but they're not too messy, just very bushy. Okay, after those are dry, so I did not like this product at first. This is the Brow Micro Filling Pen by Benefit. And it basically, if you can see, it has like these 3 strokes, because I thought it would be a really beautiful way to just paint on strokes of hair and make them look good. I did not like it at first. It was like, the color is very cool toned. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very cool toned. But what I figured out is if I don't do it like this, and I actually point it like this, it makes the most beautiful little brow strokes. I really hope you can see that, but I like to just fill in my bald areas, especially on this eyebrow, because they're a little uneven. If you can see, this one is a little higher. Okay, now I'm just gonna go with a spoolie and just kind of fix them a little bit and blend that in together. Okay, so my phone actually stopped recording, and I did my whole well, not my whole eyeshadow look, but just a little bit. But basically what I did was, I'm making sure it doesn't turn off again. Basically what I did was I went in with the Morphe palette. I went in with this more plummy shade and deepened it up in the crease with this darker brown, and then kind of fused it out with a lighter nude shade. So that's pretty much all I've done, but that's definitely unfortunate, but the show goes on. And then now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the bottom, and then it'll get fun. Okay, so now this is my favorite part. So now I'm gonna go in with some glitter. This, I honestly have no idea what, oh, it's Bobbi Brown. You learn stuff every day. Okay, so I'm going in with this Bobby Brown. It's my favorite glitter. It's so stunning, and I'm actually gonna put it in the inner area, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so I just kind of take this on a flat brush, and I'm actually going to, I'm gonna actually set it with, or spray it with some setting spray. And I'm gonna have to get a little more close for this, but oh God, this is so terrible. I'm so sorry. And I like to just kind of put it right in this area. Oh God, here comes the weird faces. And what I think that the setting spray does is it just makes it a little more pigmented. Another thing that I like to do, and I don't know how people are gonna react to this, but I like to actually scrape it, and I don't do anything with the excess product. I promise I keep it in there and not wasting any of it. But I like to, it makes it a little more loose, and then I do that. And again, it's not really showing, there we go. And it just really, really pops it. And I really keep it in that area, and then I do the other side. Okay, so as you can see, I don't know why I'm trying to do it. As you can see, it's like very simple, glittery, everyday. It's a little brighter in person. It's kind of hard to see for you, but now I'm actually gonna go in with this. It's so embarrassing, but this is, I don't even know what brand this is, but it was also given to me by my boyfriend's mom, and I use it every day. So this one is a lot lighter in comparison. Here is like a, oh gosh, this one's a little darker, this one's lighter. So I love this. I love this glitter. If I knew what it was, I would buy like a bunch of them. I like to bring it in the inner corner, and then I like to mix it with that glitter there and kind of blend it in. And sometimes we're just gonna do it. Sometimes I like to bring it under here. The one thing I want you to keep in mind is the look is not complete without mascara. So please just have that in mind. I'm also using this mirror over here now. It's a little harsh. I might blend it out, I might not. And so then this is what I do, and this is where it's gonna be a little uncomfortable for everyone because it's definitely different, but I think with my eye shape and when you're out in the sun, it just makes it a whole different experience. So I love to so I start here and I actually drag up. It's gonna look crazy on the camera. And I take it under my brow. And so when you turn, it just kind of creates this like, oh, beautiful look. And I'll fix it. It's a little much right now, but I like to take that up and under. And it just like, okay, yeah, that is looking crazy on camera. But what I'll do is I'll actually take a fluffy brush and I will just kind of blend it a little bit. And it just looks stunning. And you know what? I think you shouldn't be afraid to like just do what you wish. It almost like, it just makes me feel beautiful. And like the brow bone looks stunning. And yeah, it's definitely a little darker. Like, let me see if I can, where's my phone? I feel like you can't really see what my makeup looks like right now. So that's like a little more realistic. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go in with eyeliner. So this is kind of my trick to a, oh gosh. Okay, sorry. this is kind of my trick to making your lashes look longer. I feel like I always get a bunch of compliments when I do this, and people always ask me if I have fake lashes. I think it just works for me personally, even if you don't feel the same way. I love it. And so, sorry, I'm taking the Kat Von D eyeliner, but I'm gonna put it underneath. I'm gonna tightline my top one. And what I like to do is, so right here, if you look really close, my eye kind of goes down and then over. So what I like to do is I like to sharpen it a little bit right there. It's just like a simple, that's it. Like if you look at the difference, it just makes it a little more sharp and beautiful. And I think it's the little things that make me happy with makeup. Like look at that. It just looks, I really like it. So, and then if I'm feeling crazy, I do kind of like to swoop it a little bit right there, just to like, if you see right there, it almost makes a round effect. Just like it when I put on mascara, it'll make it look, my mascara look like it's swooping, I guess. Okay, so I'm kind of going back to the 2000s where I used two mascaras. This is just what I prefer, but I go in with the Lancome mascara first for length. And I guess my thought process is, if you want that like fake lashes effect, you want them to be long and thick, like kind of, you know what I mean? So I'm going in with this, and it helps really make my lashes long. And then I'm gonna go in with the Lash Paradise to make them a little more thick and yeah. Before, after, yeah, I just love it. Okay, now I'm taking that same mascara. I'm just gonna do the bottom lash line, and then I'll go in with that eyeliner again. Okay, last but not least with the mascara, just one more step that I always do, and I do use a lash curler sometimes, but I personally feel like the best effect is while the mascara is on the lashes. I like to take this and I basically hold them up and I dry them in place. It holds it better, and it really lets you kind of manipulate what you want them to look like. Okay, so now my last step for the eyes is to take that same eyeliner and drag it onto the lower lashes, almost like you're putting on mascara, I guess. Like coating the lashes and the waterline. And then same thing, I'm just gonna kind of make this a little more straight. And then don't forget to set your face. It's super important if you don't want it to look cakey. And then I like to just push it into the skin, because it basically combines all of the powder in with the liquid products and stuff, and it just kind of makes it look a little more like skin. It's not gonna look like skin. I mean, I did a lot of makeup, but it's gonna make it look a little more like skin. And then last but not least, I'm just gonna do the lips and we'll be good. Okay, so now for lips, I'm gonna fix this. I feel like this has been like the worst setup. Now for lips, I'm gonna go in with the MAC Cosmetics lip pencil in Whirl. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is like definitely older than it should be, but it still works the same, so I use this. So I like to overline. And Another thing too is my lips kind of also go down and over the same way. So I like to kind of extend that and bring it in a straight line. And I think it just kind of has that really pretty look to it. Okay, so now for like my favorite product. So I actually got this as a gift for volleyball. I play volleyball, and it is like the best gloss ever. I swear, if you don't know about this brand, I don't think it's talked about at all, but it should be. So this is the Pillow Plump Sexy Mother Pucker soap by Soap Glory. I think that's the brand. This will look like a gloss for hours. Like, I mean hours. It does, obviously the product changes, but it will not look like a gloss the entire time you have it on. I don't know how it works, but I find it so beautiful and it looks so good with this liner. Alright, so like I said, this is gonna look glossy all day. I don't understand it. But that's the final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm so sorry for the difficulties with the filming and the brightness and everything. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you've learned something, or hopefully, I don't know, even if you didn't like something, thank you for watching and going through that for like, I don't even know how long this video is gonna be. But thank you very much, and I hope if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. That's fine too, but thank you so much.